it's going down this Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a very special guest today. She has been around Houston. You've known her face, you know what I mean? She was most known for being married to the late, great Big Hawk, you know what I'm saying? And since then, she's taken on just heading the legacy and different types of things. They got the new Boost Mobile pagers out right now. Just different types of things going on. So, here today in the studio for the first time, Meshah Hawkins. What's going on?
What's up? What's going on? Happy to be here, Donnie.
I'm good. How you feeling? You good? You got you you can relax. It's cool.
All right. I'm used to being in the classroom, used to being the teacher, so.
You a teacher?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Previously, yes.
Okay. What grade were you teaching?
I've taught kinder, pre-K, first, second, third, so.
So when did you stop doing that?
I stopped actually 2 years before Hawk passed. I stopped teaching, and when you already know took off, I was needing to be at home full time with our son. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
That's what's up. So what's going on? Like I said, I know you got the Boost Mobile thing. Y'all just put those out not too long ago.
Yeah, man, we
You
got a
ain't
lot
bring
of
nothing? You ain't
collabs,
Yeah.
that I've just really been excited about this year with Hawk. The first one being Exotic Pop. That collab, if you don't know, is the Big Hawk Fruit Punch Soda with Exotic Pop.
That's a good flavor too. It's actually my favorite flavor. Over there.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm not just saying it because I've said that before. That's the favorite one. Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. I love it too, actually, And then we doing the collab with Trey, the Bluetooth speaker, pager speaker, really cool little gadget. Your phone ring, your page, and you can walk, listen to your music and party, have a little party while you walking. So those are two of the collabs that I've done this year, and I'm looking forward to doing some more things. This year has been a great year for me. I just started working also with Exotic Pop Community, getting out in the community, doing more work and volunteering. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's what's up. I mean, how's that adjustment been for you? Because I mean, you've been able to more so play like the background role, and now you really kind of getting out there.
I know it's crazy because I keep just reinventing myself. I just got forced into running Hawk's business after he passed, and if y'all don't know, it's Ghetto Dreams Entertainment, and I just manage his music. I hadn't been interested in signing any new artists or anything like that. It's a lot of work that come with it, and I see all the work it really takes for these artists to be successful. So, I just been managing, working his music, released the album posthumous after he passed away, and then I've gotten some awesome feature placements and different things.
Sicko Mode. That's probably the biggest.
Hey,
thing,
the biggest
yeah.
feature placement that I've received, and
How did
I'm
that even?
so
How did y'all even
blessed.
do that whole thing?
Well, we had really, me and my business partner at the time when he first passed was Cheney Welsh. They used to work for digital studios, and we had been getting at Mike Dean and just like really, just trying to work with him for years and years and years. And then we got a CD to him with some of our samples, some of the music that we had left from Hog that I kind of had, some little bits and pieces. We got something to him, and basically we just had our fingers crossed. We were just like, hey, you think you can look out for us on anything that's, that you got going on. I really was hoping that he would produce me a song. I'm still hoping that he would produce me a song. But my relationship, Cheney's relationship with him, Jay Ellis, couple other people that I'm familiar with, they were just all just really Scooby Grit boys, My cousin Jay was working bodyguarding for Travis at the time and met him in the strip club, and everything just fell in line. It was just God, honestly. It really was.
And I mean, that was a huge thing. I mean, I don't even know how many records
Gigantic.
Sicko Mode and Soul at this point, but
It's one of the
was a huge
most
record.
streamed and downloaded songs,
Right.
in the world right now. So it was huge for us.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up, Misha. Well,
Yeah.
tell me, because I know you from Third World, but Third World, but that's not where you from. You from the West Coast, right?
That's right. I was born in Oakland. I always say from the Bay to the Tray,
Hmm.
because I was born out there, and my family was Black Panthers. My aunt actually is married to Huey's brother. So my uncle Melvin is Huey Newton's brother,
Oh
and
wow.
so we were around the movement. I grew up around all of my family and everything, with just being woke, knowing who I was early on. So when I moved out here, I'm probably about 4 or 5. I was able to see the dynamic in the South. With just it's how we treated each other, basically. The light skin, the dark skin blacks in California. Everybody was black. You black, you black. If you mix, you mixed. You identify with whatever culture you are. So I just saw some of the stuff out here in the South, and I still went to California every summer, spent with my dad and spent with my
But
family.
when you was in
So
California, though, I saw something you put up that Pebbles used to babysit you or something like that.
yeah, man, I got a deep background
Oh,
with
we
music.
here?
Like,
Come on
yeah,
in. Well,
man.
come
I
on
mean,
in.
like,
Get
it
your
just so
drama, baby.
happened that I married Hawk and I landed into this role. But when I got into this role, I was like, hey, maybe I'm meant to be into this role, because when I was a baby, Pebbles was my babysitter. Of course, I didn't know. We didn't know she was going to be famous at the time. But I remember her and my mom saying that how she used to watch Soul Train every week. And she said, I'm going to make it one day. I'm going to make it one day. And she actually did make it. So that was pretty amazing. And we hooked back up when I was in middle school, when she founded the group TLC, and she was telling me all about TLC, and she was so excited, and so we connected back during that time. So I was connected with the Black Panthers, I was connected with Pebbles growing up, and then my mom was also married to a jazz musician, a legend, Pharoah Sanders.
Hmm.
And if you don't know who he is, you're going to have to look him up, because he played with all the greats, B.B. King, John Coltrane, and different artists. And so I was exposed young. Um, my godbrother, Shay Cobb,
Hmm.
Arnett Cobb was his grandfather. And that was my godbrother. We hung out all the time, because my stepfather, Pharaoh, and his grandfather were doing all the jazz concerts. So we be backstage, as little kids, just, gigging,
Hmm.
dancing and stuff, to the
And
jazz.
you never wanted to like jump out in the
So,
talent aspect, whether it be like singing or rapping
ooh,
or
I
anything like
tried.
that.
I wish, man, I could sing. Because, me being around music, I wanted to sing. I wanted to rap. I wanted to be involved some type of way. But I never did. I just didn't have that musical talent, in my opinion. I took piano. I took flute. At the time, though, none of those instruments were, like, really cool. So, I just kind of dropped those aspirations. But I was always around talent, and I was able to recognize talent, able to, I feel like I had an ear for talent, so I knew that some way I was going to wind up doing something in the industry. I didn't know what it was, though.
Hmm. And so you end up in high school. You end up going to Yates,
I ended up going to
and
Yates.
this is like prime Yates when like
Ah,
everybody's over there. This Big Moe's over there, Pokey, George
woo!
Floyd, like all these people who
On.
went on to be, these great
Michael
people.
Price.
Michael Price.
I'm going to
Oh
tell you,
man, yeah.
Michael Price lived blocks away from me, and he had started teaching me to DJ at the time when I was in the 8th grade. Then when I really didn't. I was trying everything in entertainment, but I don't think that was really my thing. But we recognized, like, once I got to 9th grade, 10th grade, we started hiring him to do parties for us, because he was so live. Like, he had this following already. Like, we would throw parties and just hire him, and the parties would just be like shut them down parties every time. Our dances, they hired him to DJ a lot of the dances at Yates too. So I
So
mean,
at
we were
this time at
just,
these dances, what y'all playing? What's our at this time right now? What y'all
oh, we
listening
playing the formula, DOC, we
to?
playing Humpty Hump, we playing, you know, you can get with this, or you can get with
Hmm.
that. We playing Brand Nubians, and all that in the
Oh yeah, yeah,
'90s, the
yeah, yeah,
early
yeah, yeah.
'90s.
That's what's
We was
up.
getting jiggy
That's
during that time. But it was popping at Yates. Let me tell you, I would walk to class. Moe, Clyde Wilson, Michael Wilson, they had their own little singer group during that time. So you would be walking to class, next thing you know, you hear a full-fledged rendition of Forever My Lady with harmony, key, pitch, everything. I mean, just in the breezeway. It's like we had to
what?
stop and just look and listen to the performance. We couldn't even go to class yet. If we was late, we didn't care because we was listening to the performance. It was going down
That
in the
sound loud as
breezeway.
hell. So Mo and them just busting right there in the
Just
middle.
busting right there in the breezeway. Come through lunch. You gonna catch a concert.
That's hard.
I'm
Oh
telling you,
man.
it was live every day. Somebody was driving up in the slab, just we went to state that year.
That's what I'm saying. The football team. Yeah,
The sports was popping off. Floyd and Pokey wasn't even rapping yet. They didn't start rapping till after we graduated. But the parties, we had made up dances. Our parties, we had routines, dance routines. We had everything already popping off. You know.
yeah. That's what's up. So
It was
you
already
knew
popping
Pokey
off.
and Mo and all them like back in high school.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
had to describe their personalities back then, like as kids, how would you say like how they kind of were?
Oh, man. We was like a family
Hmm.
for us because, in Yates, we growing up in the hood, it was a lot going on. A lot of people was getting killed, selling drugs. It was just a lot going on in everybody's life. So we bonded together and everybody was like a family. If you didn't date, 9 times out of 10 somebody dated one of my friends or I dated one of their friends. So then there was my brother. They became my brother. They became my sister. And that's just how our relationship was.
Hmm. So okay, when do you how do you end up meeting Hawk?
Man,
Because
it's
in high school, this is
crazy.
like the early parts of like the screw thing. Like when you still in high school, that's like
Yeah.
it's just starting like really kind of.
Yeah, I graduated in '93. Like the first time they screwed on the tape was like they flowed on the tape was like '92, '93. So it was like I went off to Prairie View for college my freshman year, and I started hearing all these tapes with Pokey in them, and I was like, wait a minute, they wasn't doing that before I left. It just like took off literally like that summer. But it was like the culture was forming. Like June 28th, Toast had passed. Scarface had just made that song with Big Mike was just tearing it up then, Max Drive Lex. I was driving my Lex in there, And I mean the culture was really popping at that time. And everything we were doing, we didn't realize, that it was really forming the culture back then. But that's what we were doing.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
So at this time, you're just kind of just a college kid, just seeing everything
Yeah,
going.
yeah. But I'm like, wait a minute, I need to get in the mix because they were all friends of mine. But, I was in school. And so I was like, well, let me focus on my bread and butter. I can hang out on the side. So once I came I went to Prairie View my freshman year. And then I transferred to TSU. And I started hanging out a little bit more, going to some of the shows that Screw would have and stuff like that. And then one of my girlfriends was talking to Willeen from the Botany Boys. And I didn't really know who. I was like, she was from Temple, Texas. And she came and moved out here. And I was like, I'm from Houston. I was like, oh, how you know the Botany Boys? I didn't even know who the Botany Boys were. So I got into that music and I started listening to it. And I was like, man, this is dope. We got some real talent out here in Houston. And I was like, I knew we didn't have really that many major labels and everything was really underground. So, I always had in the back of my mind on, man, if we get some labels out here, maybe I could do some A&R work, or, I know I can get some talent out here. I could find some talent, and just being around, just knowing what a pop, you know, and just on so many levels, I was like, and I was buying music. Like, my catalog was full. I just had CDs after CDs. I was listening to everything. You know how they used to have them little things in college where you order them CDs for a penny?
Yeah, for 1 penny. Yeah, they see like
What?
10 CDs or something.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I used to order like 100 CDs in the mail, and just have them all stacked up, listening to them. But my girlfriend had met Hawk, and the same one that was dating Willeen at the
Did you
time.
know Screw at this time or no? You didn't. You hadn't met him
I
yet.
hadn't met Screw, but my girlfriend, another one of my friends, was cousins with Crystal, and Crystal Muhammad with the Black Panthers. And so they were rapping. She had a little rap group at the time, and Screw was their DJ. So we had gotten a few tapes from Crystal, and we were listening to them. And on first listen, with Screw, you don't get it. Yeah, I was just being honest. It was something new then, and the guys were all into it, and they were swagged out and had their little swag with it. But when the girls heard it, I would say, well, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, I don't necessarily get this, you know. But I still appreciate it. I always have a deep appreciation for whatever somebody do. But the more I started listening to it, I was like, man, this is deep. This is next level. We got something here with this, and it was amazing, just how Screw could take a record, rearrange it, chop it up, switch it up, scratch it up, and just make it sound just funky. So, I mean, I really got into it on another level, deep, before I even met Hawk. Because like I say, I'll go back to that, but my girlfriend was dating Willie, so then she met Hawk, and she was like, man, I think you would be perfect. Y'all would be perfect for each other. I wasn't looking to date anybody, but she knew him and she knew me. So she just put our personalities together, and she was like, I just really think y'all would be great together. So we met. Pokey came over there with him. Pokey was like, hey, and I hadn't seen Pokey since high school. So, he was giving me the little look like, hey, you looking cute, I was like, oh, you're my brother, we cool. I was like, I'm over here trying to holler at your friend, So it was funny. He was like, oh, John, really? I was like, yeah, John. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. I see y'all together, And it was just instant. Like, our personalities clicked perfect,
Do you remember the first thing, like y'all first conversation, or like first thing that he said to you?
I do. Well, I remember us asking each other questions. At that time, I was a little rough because I was getting ready to finish college, and I hadn't had any kids, and I really wanted to get married and, have a good, husband and have
Do the
kids.
traditional thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I did. I saw too many. I told you I was woke, so I was trying to fight them statistics. I saw too many of my homegirls that had babies in high school, and it just wasn't going right for them. And I didn't want to be in that boat, and I just felt like, just as black people, period, we needed to build that family structure like that crack had tore down for us. So I was like, man, we gotta get married. We gotta, have kids the right way and try to really fight some of this stuff that's going on out here. So
This was you on first out the gate.
Out the gate. Out the gate. So, and I learned that if you don't be up front with a guy, then, you just really bullshitting, wasting your time. It's better that you be up front. So I had a little checklist It's like, I said, how old are you? He said, 29. I said, okay, check. You got any kids? Nah, check. You been to jail? He said, no, check. I mean, I put him through the ringer, it was real like that. And so, and then he asked me questions. You such and such, you have any kids? And after we checked everything off, we both looked at each other like this.
No shit. And this is in the first meeting.
Oh my God. We both looked at each other like, oh yeah, it's on. It's on. It's on and popping.
Okay,
And
so what year is this?
this was 99.
99.
99. He had just lost Pat in 98. And what was so ironic, I had just lost my brother to a 21-year bid in prison. So we both were like just really serious, focused. We were at a time in our life where we just wasn't trying to bullshit with each other or nobody. And he had his goals, I had my goals. We were going somewhere and we were ready to go. We know we needed, everybody need that person. And we both needed that person that we could be for each other. And that we was able to be that.
99. Damn. So you never got a chance to like meet Fat Pat, or especially not like that.
I met him in the streets, but not as his sister-in-law. Yeah.
So what was that like?
What?
Like Fat Pat, like meeting him like in the streets.
Oh man, me meeting Pat out in the streets. Pat. Come on, y'all. I'm a little light skin, yellow. I'm his type, right? I'm light skin, yellow bone, long hair. So I see Pat out of Carrington's, and Pat would always try to holler. But he was so suave, he had a nice line, and he'd make you smile,
Okay, do you remember any of this? Can you like reenact any of this?
Ooh, boy, you taking me back. Okay, I'll say, he stop you, guys stop you, whatever. You like, I'm good, I'm all right. He's talking about, no problem, you beautiful. Have a good night.
Something real slick.
Yeah, just some real nice slick. Something you would not expect, for real, because you look at him, the slab in the front, the biggest slab in the front of Caro, him and Corey Blunt sitting right there in front of Caro. So as soon as you walk outside, he right there. So you're not expecting him to say, you beautiful, have a good night. But that's how Pat would hit you. He was always a gentleman. Him and Hawk, they was just some gentlemen, some big old gentlemen. You just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
They was.
Man, okay, so y'all get together, and I mean, I clearly hit it off right off top. You know what I mean? And I mean, how is it like now? You rapper girlfriend now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I wasn't particularly ready for all of the groupies and all of the stuff, but I would say that Hawk made it so easy for me. He did. He made me so easy to trust him. We had our little routines, and he never let me down.
You say routines, what do you mean?
When he got off the stage, he would call. When he got to that room, he would call. Okay? When he got to the hotel room, he would call. So we had our routines in place. And it was more so about safety and just out of love more so than it was, I'm trying to catch you doing some shit. But, that was there too. I was trying to make sure he was, a man of his word as well. But he always, even when I be half asleep, sometimes I try to wait for him, when he get out the show or get off the stage. And sometimes I would fall asleep, but he would always call. He always called.
Did you get to, do you get to meet Screw once you and Hawk get together, like meet him like that?
Oh, yeah, man. I met Screw, and I took my best friend over there. I told you about his Crystal cousin, and it was just already family. Like, he was like, because Hawk really, I would say, before me, He probably maybe had one other like main girlfriend, but he really didn't roll like that where he had a lot of women with him. So when he brought me around, he automatically introduced me as his wife.
Hmm.
I mean, off the rip. So everybody treated me with the utmost respect as soon as I came on the scene, and Screw would, we would just hug and, hold my hand, we would just, oh, he was just so sweet. He was just so sweet. I miss Screw. I miss all of them, man. I miss them. I do.
That's yeah. Okay, wait. So 99 is this like the wanna be a baller time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
That was really one of our first dates when he picked me up and he had to go and lay that and I stayed out in the car. It would take him, he'd be quick. He'd go do a feature. He always bragged on that too. Oh man, I go in there and write 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm going to knock it out. I'm going to knock it out. And he would. I mean, literally, it'd take him 5 or 10 minutes to write up a feature, age 16, whatever he was doing, and he'd go in there and lay it and be done.
did you ever sit in any sessions like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sat in a lot of sessions. And he would actually be at home a lot writing. I would help him sometimes. No.
Oh, okay. What you help with? Come
Well,
on.
we would play this game. Y'all know how rhyme with the big words, right? So, I'm coming out of college. So, I'm challenging
Now we
him.
getting down to the truth now, because this is one thing. This is one thing we talk about. Like, man, that boy Hawkins be pulling the
Now,
words out, man.
I'm not going to take credit for none of this. But I'm going to say I challenged him because we played word games. And I always would say, every day I would say a word or he would say a word. And we would try to look at each other to catch to see if the other one knew what the word meant, And so we would keep each other on point with our word game. So that was a game that we just played just because we liked words and we were big gamers. We legendary in spades and dominoes, all
Okay.
We some big gamers, and he competitive. Him and Kiki would play and Madden and all that all night long. So yeah, we would just do the word game. That was our thing, And he rapped with the big word. He would always put the big words in his rhyme. Now I didn't know he was gonna do that like that because I thought that was challenging. But we definitely, when I heard him do it, I said, "You don't know what that mean." He's like, "Girl, I do know what that mean." And so then we started challenging each other after that. So I got him a couple of times. I would say he never got me. I knew them words. But I got him a couple of times. I got him a few times.
That's what's up. I just thought about this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Chilling with my broad. That's supposed to be about you, or that was just some just made up song? Is that based off anything?
Tino, R.I.P. Tino came over with the hook and the concept. And as soon as he played, he came over to the house. And we were barbecuing. It was just a normal little day. And he was like, "Oh my God, I got this concept." And he had the hook, he had the track already laid, and he kept playing it over and over. I mean, literally the first time Hawk heard it, he was like, "This song gonna go."
Oh, he knew it off top.
He knew it. He was like, "Man, this is a hit. I can make this into a hit, And the rest is history. The rest is history, but he knew it off top. He really did.
How did that change for y'all? Because I mean, Hawk was always like, he was around, but then now he like radio single, huge. Record like.
Yeah, we were so used to being low key, like just regular in the hood, and then when you already know took off, it really did put a different spotlight on us. We go to the grocery store, he get recognized. We go different places, he get recognized, because that was, even though he had done a lot of music, that was one of the first songs to be on the radio. So at that time, oh man, I just had our first son. I was fat and out of shape, and it was a growth time for us. We were building. We were in that stage in our marriage and our relationship where we were building. And, I was really happy that he had received that success on that because I had seen him work so hard, and I was really happy to see that success pay off for him.
Hmm. Was that
Yeah.
something that he had been like really trying to get to at that point? Was like,
Yes.
hmm.
Yes, definitely. It was really hard for us to see. Hawk was on the forefront with all of the pioneers that started Screw. They started the underground movement and everything. And so it was hard for him to see a lot of the major labels come and sign, some of the other guys, some of the newer guys, and he kind of gets skipped over. So it was hard for him to see. He was like, man, we the one started the Screw music. Why we not getting the deals, And at that time, it was really hard for him to make sense of that. But he just was one of those that was going to keep working no matter what,
Hmm.
And he knew that at that time, the Screw wasn't worldwide yet. The guys was like, we want this thing worldwide. They want to take it to that level and see it on that platform. So, they were going to keep going and going and going until that was achieved,
Hmm.
So I'm just really happy to see, a lot of the guys achieve that success
Most
and
definitely, yeah. I
everything,
mean, for the most part, everybody has pretty much
Yeah.
been able to get their flowers at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's been a blessing. It's been
yeah.
a blessing. I wish he was here, him and Pat. We just, our family just, we ain't gonna never stop mourning them because we ain't see them get it. We
Right,
ain't
and
see
that's what I
them
was gonna
get
say is
it.
that Chilling with My Raw was a record, but I remember like me and my friends like when the H Town Stomp thing was coming out, we was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Hawk got a one. I think he finna be up out of here, man." Like,
Oh
cause that was right after
man.
the Houston movement. Like, we was all back on the main stage for real, for real. It was like, "Hey, I think Hawk finna get in there, man."
I mean, in the year, you're right. That was 2006. That was the year he passed. And I could tell you, run down everything that was happening. It was huge. He had been on the stage with MC Hammer and at the Core DJ retreat was here. And he had done the Source magazine. They had done the Screw documentary. I mean, it was really a huge time where things were really
Swang, I think. Like,
Swang,
yeah.
Swang. He was traveling. They had just shot the video the weekend before he passed, and then also Kiki had just got with Swisher House. He was doing Chunk of the Deuce. That was the last video. Well, I was there with him. We did that together before he passed. He did that, but I mean, it was so much happening. We were so busy, and that's really why it was great that I was off work because at that time we had really bonded together to say, he was like, babe, look, I need you. At that point, he was like, things were really taking off to the point where he was like, okay, babe, I need you now. You need to take off from work, teaching school. I need you traveling. I need you doing public relations, promotions, whatever you can do. I need to get my team, and have my team strong. So, at the I just started really just like doing PR for him, getting connections for him, and everything was really, really getting ready to take off on on another level.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, I don't know, man. That's one of the most random. I always just describe Hawk just as like one of the most random like situations. Like everybody,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say. I mean, all of them are random. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that
Yeah.
one was the most like. This ain't nobody who we knew was known for like beefing or like none of that. Like
Right.
Hawk was the people's person. He was the guy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. He was a good guy. He was a good guy. He was he was a father and role model to most, that came in encounter with him. So it was very odd. It was very out of character for somebody to want to kill him. He's very low key. He didn't had a jury and we wasn't rolling in money then or nothing. We ain't rolling in money now. But I'm just saying like it wasn't anything that would attract that type of death, for him. So we thought. I mean, it was a real unbelievable type of situation, when it happened. Especially for me, because I knew his character in and out. And I was just like, well, who would do this to you? And I still had that question.
So it's still unresolved, like no,
Yeah,
still
still
unsolved.
unresolved.
Wow.
Still unresolved. Still eats away at me, on a daily. And it's still a burning desire in me to always fight for justice for him, to find out what happened to him. You know, it's gonna always be in me.
Did it? What was the? I mean, because the kids were pretty young. Were they old enough to like understand what was going on?
My 5-year-old, I would say at the time that I had an 11-month-old baby and a 5-year-old when he passed. So my 5-year-old son checked out. He had a hard time in school. And those were the very important years, in his kindergarten year, and he's starting to read and write and everything. And he was just daydreaming. It's hard for him to stay focused. And later he was diagnosed with ADHD. And so it's been a struggle with him. Every year we've had to do summer school or tutoring or counseling. And, and he's 20 years old now, but it's just really been an ongoing thing for both of us. I've tried to put him in Big Brothers and Big Sisters and different mentor programs and different things to try to help them throughout their lives, but we have really, really been affected because not only did we lose Hawk, but we lost Pat. And so with both of them being killed 8 years apart, our family just really didn't have a time to recover from those situations and even make sense of those situations. And it's just been difficult. It's been really difficult.
Yeah. I mean, now how long ago was it? 15, was it like 15?
15 years. 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
years.
Now, you kind of getting out there now. Like I said, you got the merch stuff going and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Misha the MILF on the way. You know what I mean? She got her own thing going on. You know what I mean?
We did a little collabo with Hyde Park. I love Hyde Park merchandise. They got a nice little studio over there. But yeah, we got a little peach shirt over there with Hyde Park. And I'm looking to do some more merch with them around Astroworld time, hopefully I could do something with Travis Scott too. I want to drop that in and see if I could do a collab with him to do some merch. Yeah.
So what else are you want to do, like, for yourself in the future? Because you're not working anymore, right? This is strictly...
Yeah, no, I'm not working. I'm not teaching anymore.
What if I mean teaching,
Yeah. But, just running the label and taking care of the kids has been a full-time gig. And because I literally had to learn every aspect of the label. Like, was sitting in there in '06 when he passed with that How to Run a Record Label book, and I probably didn't read it about 4 or 5 times. But I've learned a lot in the business. I think I know I have a lot to offer some of the young artists and things like that. I would like to give some of the knowledge back, and I had to figure out how I could do that, but just whatever. I want to use my platform for good. Whatever I could do to help people out, in the business, in life, people that have been through what I've been through, or, just whatever it is, I would like to help people out, help the generation see something different, a different type of person in the business that's, has had some longevity, a little success, I would say, in doing what I'm doing. And it's all praying for me. Because and just really trying to do right by people, because you want to see that energy coming back to you. So, I just make sure that whatever I'm putting out and however I'm moving is, that it's a reflection on me. It's a reflection on Hawk, and it's the reflection that I want people to see, and so that's paid off for me. Just being, you know, being hospitable, being respectable, you know, and just trying to maintain your image, in a certain way.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's what's up. Well, where can they get the Boost Mobile? Was that online, or you got to go to the store to get
You
this?
gotta go to Galleria.
Okay.
Gotta go to Galleria. It's not online. I just talked to Trey about that to see if we could get it online. But it's not online. So you gotta go to Bump Box Galleria. And then Exotic Pop, you can go all over Houston, get the Big Hog soda, get the Fat Pat soda, you know.
Already. Anything else?
All the music, get on soulsoft.com, download them things, hard copies at Jaleel in the flea market. If you don't know where Jaleel's store at,
Hey, Jaleel got a dope store,
hey
man.
man,
Yeah.
Jaleel, yeah, he do, and he has a lot of things. Like if you're looking for something that you've never seen in the city in years, like a hard copy of a CD, an old classic, go see Jaleel in the flea market. He gonna take care of you.
For sure. Shout out Jaleel, man.
Shout out Jaleel.
Already. That's what's up with Meshah. I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Already. You want to get
I
your
appreciate
social
it.
media out before? Well, Elliot probably gonna put it on the screen anyway. Yeah.
Go follow me at Miss Hawk SUC. Miss Hawk SUC.
And there it is.
And what else I got going? We'll see, y'all. The future is bright. I want to do a book. I want to do a movie on Hawk's life, Hawk and Pat. I got a lot of more work to do out here. So y'all gonna be seeing me again and again and again.
Already. That's what's up. Well,
All right.
Meshah Hawkins, Donnie Houston podcast. Hey, man, we out.